So again, hello, welcome everyone to our Mentee Information Session. And for our session today, we would just be presenting about what SIDHI is as an organization and what SIDHI mentorship is. We would also discuss our program overview. And at the end of this program, we will be having a sharing session and Q&A. So in this Zoom meeting, we also have our mentors and alumni from last school year. So they would be having a panel discussion led by Jamie, our program coordinator. So if at any point of the presentation you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat, or you can also ask it live during our Q&A later. So first of all, what is SIDHI? So SIDHI stands for Science Integrated Direction for High School Investigators. So this organization was formed by a group of high school students who recognized a need for STEM mentorship here in the Philippines. And our main program is the mentorship program that fosters personal and professional mentor relationships between Pinoy scientists and Filipino high school students. And SIDHI is a growing network and community of Filipino STEM professionals around the world. So we have mentors from 10 different studying or working from 10 different countries, including the Philippines. And we are currently recruiting more mentors, and we constantly hold networking sessions in addition to the mentorship program so that you could meet these STEM professionals and be able to get advice, or also just be able to connect with them. So what is the SIDHI mentorship program? So since the K-12 implementation a few years ago, senior high school students have required research courses. But I would just like to note that we don't only accept senior high school students, we also accept students who are at the junior high school level. And if you are a mentee who wants to conduct your research project independent of your school, you are also welcome to apply. And the SIDHI mentorship program is a facilitated year-long program between Filipino scientists and high school students in the Philippines, anchored on mentee science research projects as required by their schools. So we want to emphasize that SIDHI mentorship is not an extra requirement, or we won't require you to do a research project in addition to your school project. So the main purpose of the SIDHI mentorship program is to guide you in your school project and to complement the guidance that your research teacher gives you. So mentors advise and encourage their mentees throughout the research process. And the goal is to build essential skills in mentees as they pursue their research projects by connecting them with encouraging and experienced STEM professionals. So throughout the school year, we also hold a variety of as for now, we hold it online. We hold different programs that would help you to build your skills, such as presenting science presentation or writing a research report. So these are what we expect from our mentors and mentees. From the mentees, we expect them to guide their mentees as they implement their projects, and they should also initiate forming a personal friendship with mentees. And lastly, they also share opportunities for mentees. So SIDHI has SIDHI community Facebook group where mentors or even the core members of the SIDHI post opportunities from various organizations, whether locally or globally, so that mentees have a chance to try out these opportunities. And for the mentees, we will hold them accountable for their own projects. And we expect them to be respectful to the mentor's time and effort. I would like to note that mentors are volunteers here in our organization. So, and they are busy STEM professionals, so time is very precious for them. So we expect mentees to be respectful of this time. And we also expect mentees to be proactive and ready during mentoring sessions. And more on mentee responsibilities. So we expect mentees to set project goals and expectations with their mentees for accountability. And we also expect them to prepare questions and other things they'd like to consult with mentors every week. As I mentioned in the previous slide, we expect you to be proactive. So we expect you to be the one to lead the discussions whenever you meet with your mentors. And we also expect mentees to create and adhere to a project timeline for the school year with their mentor. And in order for mentees to adhere to this timeline, we mentors usually meet mentees from like 1 to 2 times a week. Oh, sorry, 1 to 2 times a month. So the support that mentors will give you is that SIDHI mentors will help guide you throughout your research process. And men, we are doing our best to match mentors on a one-to-one basis. So we hope to match one mentor with one project. And if ever you would want to do your research as a team, you're also welcome to do so. And the aspects of research you can turn to mentors for help may include technical expertise. This is a little bit limited right now because of the pandemic restrictions, but as much as possible, we still try to help with the technical expertise that mentees may need. We also help in project search and selection or narrowing or brainstorming of the topic. We guide you in the literature reviews, goal setting. We give feedback on experimental design, scientific writing and communication. And if you're interested in joining science fairs and competitions, we would also guide you throughout the process. So in addition to the main mentorship program, we also have community events to build the network and so that you could also meet other mentors and mentees. So the virtual conferences that we held last year, we had Raid the Lab Fridge. We replaced it with Skills Quest for the past school year. And this is around December or the semester break. And mentors are given a chance to give keynote speeches and lead panel discussions. We also have a science fair around April or the end of the school year. And this is the chance for mentees to present their project and to share what they have achieved throughout the school year. So mentorship program outcomes include SIDHI virtual conferences. So for the virtual conference in December, we highlight the work of mentors in their respective fields. And at the end of the school year, we have the virtual science fair for mentees. And successful mentees, we hope that you would achieve project outcomes and participate in the science fair, because this is a really good chance to build your science communication skills as well. And for mentees to develop the essential skills that you need. So mentorship program do's and don'ts. For do's, you should take initiative and ask mentors for help when needed and initiate discussion. You should openly communicate with mentors regarding project issues or other logistical conflicts. Work hard on research project and professional development goals. You should be respectful towards everyone in the SIDHI community. And you should be open to suggestions, advice, and feedback from your mentors. And you should not rely completely on mentor for project progress, and do not expect mentors to solve all your problems. So again, The mentors are just here to guide you, and we wouldn't be actually doing the research project for you. And you shouldn't ghost mentors or ignore mentors' efforts to reach out. You should not manipulate or take advantage of mentors' resources and help. You should not purposely inflict harm or cause conflict in the SIDHI community. And do not close off mentors' attempts in helping you learn and grow. And what can you expect from SIDHI? Throughout the school year, we ask for a lot of feedback. Usually, we ask for feedback through monthly surveys. So we hope that if you do join us as a mentee for the next school year, that you would help us grow this program and grow and improve this program. And we will also be as responsive as possible to messages and requests. And we will communicate announcements and updates promptly via social media channels and email. Okay, so I've done enough talking for today, and I would like to give the stage to Jamie, our program coordinator, who would facilitate this discussion, and also our mentors and mentees, who will share their experience with the SIDHI mentorship program for the last school year.
Thank you, Ate Isabel. So now we have several mentees and mentors who agreed to help us by sharing their experiences with you guys. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, yeah. Hi guys, thanks for joining us. Yeah, so the first question we have for you is why did you choose to be a SIDHI mentee last school year? Let's start with Jimwell, maybe.
Okay, hello everyone. So I am Jimon Malimban. I am an alumni of SIDHI. And yeah, so back then talaga, I had a research mentor and I learned a lot from him both inside and outside the laboratory. So of course, dahil nga sa COVID, I was wondering if like meron bang online set of research mentoring because in my previous experience they only offer face-to-face mentorship and I don't think they would offer virtual setup. So I searched on Facebook for high school students research mentorship program and yung una ko nakita ayun si D. So when I checked the Facebook page, I was like really surprised like meron palang ganito and ba't yung ko lang ito nakita. Then I looked through the SIDHI mentor logbook. Yeah, kung magiging mentees kayo, merong logbook for mentors and I was surprised and impressed to see that there are neuroscientists, biotechnologists, biologists, and even surgeons pala dito. So, yeah, there you have it. I chose to be a CDE mentee because I am certain that joining this organization will not only help me thrive in conducting research, but will also develop my interest and enthusiasm in the STEM field. And now that I'm a former mentee na, I can say na I didn't choose a wrong decision.
Thank you, Jimwell. What about you, Anna?
Okay po. I choose to be a mentee because it's not about, maybe it's all about research, but the main goal why I chose to be a mentee is I want to try something new. I want to be out of my comfort zone. Plus, they did really help me a lot because there's really a lot of events, programs that you can be yourself, that can help you to improve yourself. The second one is research. That's the second one. I because I know I don't know a lot about research and I think that someone guiding me will be a great help. Third one is SIDHI is interesting. Plus the organization's name is kind of catchy. That's why I chose to be a mentee.
Thank you, Anna. Joshua, what about you?
Hi, I'm Joshua, and I was a former mentee of SIDHI batch 2020. In my experience prior to becoming a mentee of SIDHI, I was just a senior high school student who was trying to find new ways to gain knowledge during the pandemic instead of just like binge watching. Now, I know that some of us are STEM students, and alam natin na isang requirement for us to graduate is to finish our capstone research. Now, my research advisor actually suggested that we try to apply for a mentorship program as like SIDHI, as this could be a way for us to get more experience in the field of research and learn more from a professional pool of research mentors. This is when I started my SIDHI journey. We were actually supposed to conduct our research at the Philippine Rice Research Institute way back April 2020, but ayun, alam naman natin yung nangyari, nagkaroon ng pandemic, kaya we dropped that study, but we still pursued to conduct that research through the help of SIDHI. Ayun, first and foremost, it is because of our passion for research and as well as passion to learn more, learn new things, and ayun, idagdag na rin natin yung fact na may pandemic and wala talaga akong ginagawa lang din sa bahay. Yun lang.
Yeah, thank you. Ira, do you have something to add?
Sorry, I'm not a former mentee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I think Jamie, you meant Ira Gale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yun po. Ayun po, yung becoming a mentee po dito sa SIDHI is marami po akong natutunan po. Ito yung pagsali ko po rito ay napaka-educational po at marami pong naitulong po sa research po namin. Kaya po, sobrang thankful po ako na naging part po ako ng SIDHI po. Kasi po, hindi lang po ako natuto about research, na-improve ko rin po yung sarili ko po at mga values po ng isang researcher po. Yun po.
Okay, thank you guys. And I guess another question that a lot of like high school students might be wondering is like, what are the challenges you faced dun sa research nyo, especially alam naman natin naging online bigla and because of the challenges of the pandemic. So what were the challenges you faced and how did you overcome them last school year? Let's go backwards. Ira?
Ayun po, siguro po yung naging hindrance po sa'min po sa research po namin ay yung pag-declare po ng mga katulad po ng ECQ po, gano'n po, hindi po namin mapagpatuloy po ng together po kami sa isang lugar yung research po namin. Pero thankful po kami na nandiyan po yung social media, tsaka po nandiyan po yung mentor po namin para gabayan po kami sa research po namin. Tsaka isa pa pong hindrance yung pagsabayin po yung academics po namin sa school po, tsaka po sa research yun po. Pero with the help of our mentor po, tsaka po ayun po, naging naman po, successful naman po.
Thank you. Joshua?
Siguro for me, challenge itself was the pandemic. Knowing na we're going through a worldwide pandemic it just takes a toll on your mental health and as well as your sanity. Like ilang months tayong naka-lockdown, and me as a student, as a grade 11 student pa lang nun, I really had no idea where to pursue my research para doon sa curriculum namin. Now, ayun, as I've said, the SIDHI has helped us to draft or modify our paper that would be possible to be conducted in our homes. So, not only that SIDHI helped me recenter my focus, I guess, wherein I really had no idea how to do any research during the pandemic. So, I guess SIDHI has expanded my view when it comes to research.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to hear na you got through all of that and Siddhi has helped in some way. Anna, how about you?
I think po para sa akin is searching the right topic. Kasi po, hindi ka po makagawa ng research kapag nasa labas ka po, laboratory research po. Kaya po, ito po yung ginawa ko. Since under naman po din sa curriculum namin is gumawa ng quantitative research, so doon na po ako nag-focus. Then, I find yung mga topics na saan po ako interested po, which is kung gusto ko po sa psychology na topic, then why not find some interesting topics that na align po doon sa topic na po yan.
Okay. Lastly, Jamuel, what about you? How was your experience?
Aside from the online setup that made it difficult for our team to meet, I believe it was also challenging for us to, find someone or like an institution that could fund our research because other sensors and materials on our device are very expensive po talaga. And how did we overcome that? We applied to the OSS research program such as the Young Innovators program, which provides funding for high school students. But yeah, sadly, we were not accepted. We didn't have a mentor at that time. And the proposal we submitted was completely disorganized. Then, pumasok po kami sa SIDHI. We finally had a mentor, si Ate Florence, and another opportunity for high school students launch, and that is the iMake We Make. So from there we tried to submit a proposal again, and yeah, fortunately it was chosen to advance the next stage of the program. So DOSC provide us with a research kit that included a variety of sensors and materials that aided us, but because we didn't have other materials kasi yung kit na binigay po nila ay for general na for top 15 and not depending sa need ng proposal namin. We look for another opportunity again, and yeah, we decided again to participate in other contests, and we entered the Social Innovation and Health Initiative Philippines crowdsourcing contest, and after that we tried to collaborate na with other institutions such as our LGU, and yeah, totoo nga po na kung gusto may paraan po talaga. And to our future mentees, if you are considering to join competitions or like find research funding, SIDHI also created mentees resources for that. Yun po yung ginamit ko po.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Also, just a shout out, congratulations to your team, Jumel and Ira, your team for winning the Young Scientist Award and Youth Innovation Prize Award in one contest run by DOST. So congrats, guys. Very, very great job, despite all the challenges. Yeah, and we have several more questions, and I think this is relevant to both our mentors and mentees. So to our mentors, if you want to jump in anytime, feel free to unmute. We have some of our mentees from last school year here in this call then. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so I want to ask, what kind of help or guidance specifically did you receive from your mentor? How about, okay, let's start with Joshua this time. Can you talk about like what kind of help your mentor gave to your research project?
Okay, so as I've said, we really had a hard time trying to plan or to draft the paper that was suitable in a home-based experiment. So first of all, we tackled a lot of challenges, like for example, in our study, which required a lot of not like somewhat specialized types of or varieties of rice, or yung procurement itself ng seed materials. Yun yung pinaka number one challenge namin, I guess, na kinakaharap namin right from the start, na where are we supposed to find these types of varieties, may pandemic, and they don't just sell these in small quantities. So first of all, I am very grateful for Sir Jonathan for his help, since he has actually worked at the Philippine Rice Research Institute, where we actually procured our seed materials for our study because of his connections. So first of all, I'm grateful for that, and we got to conduct our study with the help of his connections. And another challenge is about building the setup itself during the pandemic. Knowing that in a research, we were supposed to conduct uh, these treatments with uh, tawag dito, maraming setups as well as control and replications. We know na it is tiring, I guess, in a sense na may pandemic and hindi tayo ganun ka pwedeng lumabas ng bahay, and yung mga uh, requirements na kailangan mismo to build the setup itself, kahit nasabihin natin home-based experiment yan, hindi natin masasabi na lahat ng like materials is nasa loob din ng bahay natin. Like for example, siguro yung pinakamahirap, ayun, yung seed materials itself and other materials na relevant to finish your study. And of course, we have adopted a lot of methods. Meron kaming na-modify sa mga protocols to achieve results without compromising the integrity of the research itself, since it is not easy to set an experiment during quarantine mismo. Achieving that results na factual and hindi lose yung integrity when we modified the protocols itself. So ayun, we eventually got around those problems, and we successfully completed the study with the help of our mentor.
Thank you, Joshua. What about you guys, Jamal and Ira? You're in the same group with Ate Florence, right?
Actually po, ako po talaga yung unang nag-apply sa SIDHI. Then, na-recruit na lang po yung ka-team ko po, si Kenneth and Ira. And when I applied po to become a mentee here at SIDHI, my research interests were in, nasa field po siya ng biotech and microbiology. But of course, when we got into the DOSC, say we make na nga po, our research shifted to programming and robotics, and the fact that it was not entirely aligned with my previous interest stated sa application. Ate Florence po talaga did an excellent job mentoring us. Actually, like beyond pa sa job niya as a mentor, when we were just planning the feedbacks and suggestions po niya were extremely effective, and the proposals that we passed po became more coordinated and concise. Like parang na-convey po talaga namin yung gusto po namin sabihin sa proposal. She also provide feedback, recommendations on our presentation. We're also sharing resources, competitions, and other research opportunities that we can participate in. Yun po.
Okay. Anna, what about you? Your mentor is also here in the call, I see. Hi, Doc Carmela.
Sa akin po is Dr. Camela helped me a lot of both research and personal growth. Research help po kasi po I was having a hard time sa RRL ko po kasi po hindi po kasi marami yung articles, but then Dr. Camela was there na nag-send po siya ng mga advices, mga webinars to join in para po that is related to my topic po. Tsaka po sa mental health is I'm not that good with social interaction with people and I'm shy, and then I was training that time, and then she was just there, just my po, my guardian angel.
Thank you, Anna. And I guess we're kind of running out of time, so I want to ask one last question for mentors and mentees then. What would you say is your most memorable or like most memorable learning experience in this mentorship program?
Maybe Jamie, maybe I would like to share my experience as a mentor in related to your question. The experience of being a mentor was as much of a learning experience for me as well. So of course, we are very, very happy that the students, the mentees learned so much from the program. Pero ako personally, it was also a very good learning experience for me. Especially, I've been away from the Philippines for so long, and to be able to see such interest from young people on STEM, um, you cannot imagine how hopeful this kind of situation is for us who are far from the Philippines. Um, to know that many young people like you guys, high school students, very young and very still very idealistic and still starting on the path towards science. This is something very very important, even for experienced mentors like us, because we feel and we are reassured that there is hope, for the Philippines. So this is something that, whenever I participate sa mga activities ng SIDHI, it always makes me happy. And yung yung ganitong program in the midst of a pandemic where we are, far apart, ito yung sinasabi ng mga students natin, it really lifts up the spirits, especially for a person like me who's really far away from the Philippines. So, yes.
Thank you po for sharing, Dr. Mela.
Jamie, since Dr. Mela shared her experience, I'll share mine. No.
Okay po.
Kasi Dr. Mela's perspective is from an overseas perspective. Ako naman is from the local perspective. To be honest, knowing that the kids, the ones that I mentored, could be reached naman by car, would have been better if I would have reached them, or by bus. But this pandemic changed things, changed a lot of things, lalo na if the experiments concerning or concerning about like lab work, like true lab work, something that I would imagine doing with them, myself, with putting on my own lab coat and stuff. Unfortunately, it brought out unique challenges this time around. We couldn't even do the lab. They had to do some makeshift stuff to make sure that whatever they wanted to do could be done. And I'm grateful as a mentor to know that um, innovation is still a Filipino thing. And all our mentees, be it in the in the physical sciences or in IT or biological sciences, they did a heck of a job. And I hope the next batch would more or less be the same or even better.
Thank you po, Sir Jonas. Yeah, do any of our mentees want to share?
Okay po. Siguro po for me, the SIDHI skills test po talaga yung most memorable. There was a career talk and a lecture po for research writing skills. At that event, I also invited students from lower years and my classmates po sa school namin. So they could witness the event as well. The event po talaga was memorable because of the inspiring talks of the speakers, lalo na po yung sa talk ni Dr. Carmela. Hindi ko po talaga siya makakalimutan. We shared her journey into becoming a surgeon. There are also speakers po for Conrad and Regeneron ISEF na gusto ko po talaga salihan. And yeah, actually lahat naman po talaga ng event po sa SIDHI are well planned and beneficial. Well, halos na-attendan ko naman po siya lahat and beneficial to all mentees. And nag-enjoy po talaga ako, lalo na po sa Sci-Fair.
Thank you so much, Jamal. Glad to know that our webinars and programs helped you. Does anyone else want to share your experience with SIDHI?
I would like to reiterate what Jimal said, that these social mixers events, or the events that got us mentees and mentors as well engaged in fun activities outside of the research mentorship itself, and mas more on like socializing with my co-mentees and the mentors as well, and sharing their own experiences. It really was helpful, hindi lang doon sa part ng mentorship itself sa research, but as a researcher na rin mismo outside of this mentorship. Yeah.
Thank you, Joshua. Ira or Anna, do you have anything to add?
Ayun po, I just want to say po how grateful I am po to become part of this organization po, kasi po nung una po talaga hindi po talaga maayos po yung communication skills ko po. Hindi po ako magaling po talaga sa social interaction. And hanggang ngayon po parang kinakabahan pa rin po ako. Pero all these experiences po just ignite that desire po to continuously learn and grow, and it greatly contributed po sa personal growth and development ko po.
Thanks, Ira. Anna, what about you?
I think po para sa akin is yung every Saturday research class. Kasi po, when I heard about it for the first time, I was like, ooh, it's like, this is kind of interesting. I was like, okay, SIDHI is the right choice. So kaya po, kasi po, it's memorable po siya sa akin kasi po I learned a lot of new things. Tapos po, different po kasi every mentor, every Saturday, iba-iba yung mentorship. So, I mentor. So, talagang ma-fill in yung mga gaps na hindi mo po alam sa research. Kaya po siya, very memorable po sa akin.
That's the time we have. If you have other questions, you can send us by email, sidhimentorship@gmail.com, or our Facebook page. You can send a message there. And also the SIDHI Mentee application is now open. You can follow this QR code or have access this link, which I will send in the chat right now. So yeah. You're just required to fill in parts about contact information, as well as some questions to help us determine yung research interests nyo. Yeah, and later on, we're going to release a list of mentors, and you can indicate your preference then to help with the matching process. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all. If you guys have any more questions, reach out to us on Facebook or email. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, and thank you so much to all our mentors and mentees for joining this call and helping us answer questions and provide your experience to our potential mentees.